The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Sean.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Good morning. Happy Friday. 3/3/23. That's the date. March 3rd, 2023. It's 5:31 right now.
Woo!
Stayed up past my bedtime last night, Steph.
You did. What were you doing? What was worth it?
Yeah, our Cano Huskies, our men's basketball team. So they've just had an extraordinary regular season. It's playoffs now, and the first game of playoffs in provincials down in Calgary at Ambrose University was last night. Tip-off was around just after 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And so the game went just past 10 o'clock. And I have a TELUS Optic TV, and so I got the game for free.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I watched it on my telly. I watched it on my telly while I was lying in bed, and they won.
And how was the camera operator? You know, we became sports camera operating experts during the Arctic Winter Games. Did they stack up to our skills?
Yes. Yeah,
Followed that ball?
they proved. Yeah, basketball was pretty easy. You don't have to cover too much, and so they did a great job. The Huskies did even better. They put up 100 points, which is very awesome.
Wow, and they won the game then, of course.
Yeah, they beat Ambrose. Ambrose was hosting it, and they beat the hosts 100-85. So now there's a huge game tonight. And so the one game that they lost last year was to SAIT, and they're playing SAIT tonight at 8 o'clock. So this is like the redemption story right here. This is it's the semifinals. It's not the gold medal match, but this is essentially like what they've been waiting for, is like redeem that loss from last year.
Okay, so make sure you're watching tonight for free on if you have TELUS
TELUS,
Optic.
yeah.
All right. March is giving me all the springtime feels.
Nice.
Especially yesterday when it was like +2 / almost +6 and melting snow. I was like, you know what time it is? Spring cleaning time.
Oh, you're getting it started?
I'm getting it started, but I wanted to start slowly. I wanted to pace myself.
Right, because we are up north a little bit.
Yeah.
Might be delayed a little bit more.
Yeah, I got lots of time.
Yeah.
So I started on my couch last night with my phone.
Interesting. What?
Started cleaning out my photos.
Oh,
Just,
yeah.
You know,
Okay.
having a little bit of a
So you
time.
took like one of those electronic wipes and we're just like, spring cleaning. Get all the fingerprints off of the screen.
Spring cleaning, done in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Aha. No, I did spend about an hour going through the last 8 months of photos. Now, I've still got quite a bit to do, but I did delete 800 photos yesterday.
Oh, I am so happy for you. That's very satisfying.
Thank you. And it works out, like I only got 8 months back, so it works out to about 100 photos a month that I was like, don't need these. And it's not like I was deleting life moments. I was deleting 5 out of 6 life moments because it was just over and over again being like, my eyes were shut. My smile wasn't as big as it should be.
Yeah, you're grabbing a picture for the moment, so you just snap, and then you use one of those photos and you don't use the others.
Yeah, and then you never think about them again. But last night, me and my photo app, we had a time.
Do you pay for extra space?
I don't.
Oh.
I pay for extra space when I buy my phone. I'm always like, oh, yeah, I need the biggest
I was
memory
going to say, to
amount on
delete
there.
800 photos and still have a lot. So do you get that message that's just like, hey, you're full?
Okay, so I get the message usually after my phone's about 2 years old.
Oh.
So it's usually like, oh, it's due for an upgrade, and oh, my phone's full. I guess I'll just save this as a hard drive on the side of my life and buy a new phone. So I haven't gotten the message yet. There are about 6,000 photos on my phone, but 800 less. Right?
Yeah, spring cleaning. You got some work to do there. Good thing you started early. Everything's coming up Timmy's lately, Steph.
What's going on?
Yeah, Timmy's. They got the Roll Up the Rim coming back classic contest, although a little less exciting, I'll say.
Yeah, for sure. But the one exciting part is being able to roll your R's. Can you do it? Oh.
Roll up the rim.
The R's are on point. The rest of the words kind of got lost there.
Yeah, it's just
but I'm
all
going to
R.
give you a pat on the back because I can't do it
No?
at all. No.
right.
Like something happens in there, but it's not a rolling R.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's all on the app now, hey?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Still fun. Maybe I can win a car. But the other thing that's coming up, Timmy's, that I think is more exciting, they put out ice cream a year or two ago. Mm-hmm. They had something like salted caramel, double chocolate donut, birthday cake, this, that, and the other.
And okay, and this is the ice cream that comes to the grocery store, right? Like Tim
Right.
Hortons isn't suddenly going to have
Yeah.
an ice cream machine, is it? Because that would be really exciting.
Yeah, I don't think they're serving. I don't think they have any servers at the restaurant. So it's the ones at the store that you always see. But new flavors got announced for this year.
And
Okay, so we have Boston cream, my favorite donut.
good for you. I'm stoked for you, Sean. I hope they have a flavor for me.
A double coffee ice cream.
Yes, okay. I'm on board.
Maybe like the chocolate bar, coffee crisp. I think that's what the type of flavor it's going to go for.
Okay.
Double.
That sounds amazing.
Maple crunch.
There you go.
No nuts in it. It has a maple flavored crunchy flake, and then the ice cream's also maple flavored.
Oh my goodness, Sean, you're speaking. I love maple ice cream. I hate that they always put walnuts in it because I think that they're just, something to chew after you've already enjoyed the ice cream. So
Yeah.
if there's no nuts in it, oh man. My favorite donut is the maple dip.
The last one here is campfire s'mores.
S'mores? Like
S'mores.
that? Okay. I wasn't sure if you were doing a Sasky thing or
Yeah.
if they were calling it a s'more and there was something extra to it.
Yeah, this is in the description. Toasted marshmallow flavored ice cream, chocolate ripple in crushed graham crumbs are going to be in this bad boy. And the best part, 100% of the net proceeds from this one will be donated to the Tim Hortons Camp Foundation to support the youth.
Okay. I mean, the s'more one didn't excite me till you said that. I'll buy a tub of it after I try out the maple crunch.
That's right.
I think there's one thing that you can't tell about an apartment from pictures and videos.
What is it?
The smell.
Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, last night I went and looked at an apartment for a friend who's moving here, and she was just like, they sent me videos and stuff, but I just really feel better if you went and saw it in real life. And I was like, absolutely. And one of the first things I noticed was, this smells great in here. So I was FaceTiming her and I said that out loud, and the landlord was like, yes.
That's a check in our box over here.
Yeah, I'm not nose blind to my stench. No. But it's really interesting. I seem to be the person who checks out a lot of apartments. Like every year I probably go to 3 or 4 for some folks and see what's going on. It's always interesting to kind of check out the real estate market for rentals and see what people have on offer and the difference in prices and what $1,300 will get you on this side of town versus that side of town.
Yeah,
Things.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's like a little tour of the city behind the scenes that you don't get
Gonna
to
be a
see.
little nosy too. You're just gonna stick your face in. You're like, okay, what's up? Okay, do a little creep here.
Yeah, little look, and then a little sniff test.
Roses. Oh, is that rosemary? What is that?
What do you have for dinner?
It's a big day today in the hockey world, and some are even calling for a stat holiday in future years, Steph.
A stat holiday in the hockey world. It's not Stanley Cup time yet.
No, not Stanley Cup, but it is something that affects all teams. Stanley Cup, just 2 teams. Today is the NHL trade deadline day.
Oh, yes, very important.
Of course, you know about that. Yeah.
All
if you
about it.
if you peer over at this television that we have in our studio here, you'll see in that bottom left corner, countdown to the 3 p.m. Eastern time deadline. 5 hours, 35 minutes, and some seconds tracker right there.
I have been noticing that you have been terrible at paying attention to our conversation this morning, that your eyes have been glued to that screen. What's happening? What is this? Why is it important?
Yeah, so essentially just NHL teams to kind of mold their roster for playoffs in a couple months. This is the last time that they can do it. And then after today, their rosters are essentially, in a basic form, locked in.
Okay. And are there a lot of players that want to trade? Is it ever their choice, or are they just like, well, I guess I'm moving myself to Arizona?
Yeah. Clauses in the contract where they can decide, they can have like a no trade clause where they can go to the boss man and be like, look, you can trade me, but only to New York or Chicago or LA. And they'll give like a set of teams, and there's some clauses like that type of thing. But yeah, this is one of the last days. So I've just been scrolling Twitter and peering over at the television over here, waiting for something to happen. And I want to say about 10 years ago, a lot of action used to happen on deadline day, where this is like so many things would happen that the major markets like the TSNs and the Sportsnets of the sporting world would be like, oh, we should dedicate like 8 hours to this because so many things are happening. But now as the years have gone on, people started doing like the major trades like a week in advance or 2 weeks in advance. Like the sporting teams are elaborating. So now a lot of times on these programming shows on the television, they come up with creative bits like we would do on the radio to fill the time and stuff. So it's more than just sports. It's a lot of entertainment in between.
Oh, okay. So you think I should look over at it too now to be entertained?
Yes, we should both commit to it, is what I'm saying.
Went to a friend's house last night, and on the table was a board game that said for children 5 and up.
Okay.
And I was
pretty
like,
easy game then.
Yeah. And I just thought, you don't have kids. Someone must have left this here that was visiting you. But alas, it came out of the box, and we started to learn how to play this. And it was like, the adult must light the tea light. And I was like, the adult? What? We're all adults here, aren't we?
Yeah. Who's the most adult of the adults here?
So the game is basically, it has little gnomes that hide behind actual like wooden trees.
Okay.
And you turn off all the lights, and a tea light moves around the board. The adult is the only one allowed to move it.
Right.
With a pusher stick, of course.
Yes.
And it casts shadows for the trees, and then the gnomes get to jump in between trees but they can't jump over the light. They have to stay in the darkness.
Yeah.
Actually a pretty fun game.
Yeah.
Also, like really good game to have on hand if there's a power outage.
Ooh.
Because you have to turn off all the lights
It's
anyway.
all based on shadows?
All based on shadows being cast by a little candle.
There we go.
I know, right? I feel like they should market that.
The power outage game.
The power
You need to
outage
find your
game.
niche market and then market to it.
Exactly. And especially with like ice storms and stuff like that. Like they could really have this fall kind of market push. I should write to them.
I may have stumbled across another option in the streaming world for all the angry people out there that are like upset about like, Netflix started $20 a month now.
If you come up with another subscription that I have to pay for, Sean, to think it's a solution, we're going to be in a fight.
Yeah, no fights here. This is a free one that I
Oh.
Okay, so yesterday I read a tweet and it was like Scream 1 through 3 is going to be played on like Pluto TV. And I just burst out laughing. I'm like, what the heck is Pluto TV? So then I typed it in on my web browser. It's a free streaming TV service. It has a guide and everything.
Really? So is it like live TV? Like, do I have to?
Essentially looks live.
Okay.
But it's they, like, for instance, they have a CSI channel, and right now CSI Miami's playing for 10 more minutes, and then at 7:05 just another CIS Miami's episode's going to play. And it just has like it's like streaming, but it has specific episode or like it's channels for that streaming thing.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like a TV guide but with like channels.
Jeepers, this would be perfect for hotels.
Right? And I'm so flabbergasted by it. You can watch things on demand. You don't have to pay for it. And I'm just like, what's the catch here? Like, are they just waiting to get popular? And then are they going to like be like, and now this is where $5 a month starts?
That is the way they do it.
And they have a whole bunch of categories. So then they have like the true crime category. They have like old school TV. So like Cheers and stuff. They even have an entertainment section where it's just Drew Barrymore show after Drew Barrymore show.
That's really cool. Okay, the one thing, because I don't have cable, every time we get a hotel, we always put on HGTV. Is there design shows?
There's like a home and design type of category. A home and DIY is what they call it now. Are they like known shows? Probably not. But
I could
it's
get on
free.
board though. I mean, Brian Baumler was unknown until he started being on HGTV. Maybe there's a brand new star on Pluto TV.
Yeah, I think this is, if you just want something in the background, this could be a perfect solution here. Pluto TV.
Bought some Fruity Whirls the other day.
What?
Fruity Whirls, Sean. They're all the rage.
Are they?
Yeah, they're
What are
like
they?
they're like shaped like donuts, but they're really small in cereal form. They're colored. No, they're just the off-brand Fruit Loops.
When you said shaped like donuts, I was like, whoa, fruity. Okay.
Yeah, no, they're just Fruit Loops. But they, from first bite, like annihilate the roof of my mouth. They're so sharp.
Oh, you got to let it sit in the milk for a little bit then.
Well, I like to eat my cereal dry. Like I like just to like handfuls at a time, like
No.
popcorn, but
Okay,
it's cereal.
yeah.
It's delicious.
Snack on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
but then it wants to attack my
Yes,
mouth.
yes.
And I can't stop eating it because it's so delicious. And so I just got this handful, and the first 3 Fruity Whirls cut me up. And then I'm just like, oh, keep going.
Yeah.
The blood will just add to the flavor.
The sugar will take over eventually.
Yeah, one can hope. Oh my goodness. But there's so many other foods that do that too that we all just, accept, like frozen pizza.
Oh, yeah.
That is a roof of the mouth
Pointy
burner.
crust.
Yes. That too. And sometimes when you bite into frozen pizza, the cheese doesn't, like your teeth don't slice the cheese, and
Right.
it just comes and hits you in the chin, scalding hot, melted cheese. And you have a burn on your chin for the rest of the day. It's so
Yeah.
bad. Like, why do we accept these things?
Yeah, it's like the flavor scale of when is it acceptable to hurt me, but I still like you enough to eat you all the time.
And I wonder if I bought name brand Fruit Loops, if they are as sharp as the Fruity Whirls.
I think they are kind of.
Yeah?
I vaguely remember, yeah.
And Captain Crunch as well.
Yeah,
Like
a lot of
those-
cereals is like, you love me, you will keep on coming back to me. A lot of governments are banning TikTok from their devices throughout the government.
Yeah, throughout Canada.
And-
I mean, the UK started doing it. US did it.
Yeah.
Now Canada's taking part federally. Then we saw,
Provincially.
places, Edmonton and Calgary, their city devices also have been banned. TikTok has been banned from government-owned devices.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's very interesting. Maybe finally they'll get something done.
Oh, dear, John.
No, I'm sorry. That's such a stupid joke. But no, the way that I find it interesting is that, yeah, you see it start over in Europe, and then it comes over to government of Canada, and then also in U.S., and then now provincially. And then, so they always know things, and maybe they can't really speak on it. Is this like one subtle way of them saying like, yeah, it's probably better off if they didn't have access, maybe in the fine-tuned writing of the T's and C's, which like no one reads, that like they can somehow grab your phone info.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of apps that we don't read the T's and C's on can grab our phone info, especially when you give them permission to look at your photos. I mean, looking at your photos, how many times have you screenshotted a password or something to remember, or
Yes.
certain information,
I haven't even thought about that.
Right?
Jeepers.
Sorry, but that's what you got to think about is like, yeah, I think I'm only posting this photo, but I've given them access to my entire camera roll.
Right, because it does ask you for access to your camera roll.
And even when it asks you for access to your contacts, you think about how many phone numbers you wouldn't really want to share with a random app that you are sharing. And those people who, by no fault of their own, only are connected with you that you have their phone number. Now the app knows their phone number type thing.
Right.
So I think it absolutely makes sense in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm weighing the pros and cons of my dog videos over having my information. Like, I don't think I'm that important of a person where they can have it as long as I get my For You page.
Yeah. Well, and then interestingly as well, government employees are like, why would you need to be on TikTok anyway? But it's because they're trying to speak to another generation. You have to think about Jagmeet Singh, federal NDP leader.
Yeah.
He has a huge following on
Big
TikTok,
time.
and that's how he's chatting with this other generation. And he had to suspend his account this week. He was like, you know what? Okay, I guess that's not how I'm talking to the next generation anymore.
No kidding. Got to find a new angle.
A new study has come out that says people are getting distracted by their phones every 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
It's believable.
Yeah, they're saying that you're working on a task and you're like, kind of bored. Gonna check my phone really fast. And it's happening every 3 minutes.
I believe if you're like working on a task and you run into like a little bit of a wall or a hiccup, you're like, okay, should I think about this and think how to... No, that's... did anyone snap me? No one snapped me. Did anyone text... No, okay. Okay, what was I working on again?
Totally. And I think as well with the way that iPhones work now, and I think Androids as well, where you just kind of tap the screen, where you used to actually have to press a button on the side, is totally the enemy of productivity.
So easy just to glance over.
Yeah, let me just check that out. Oh, you know what? And like for me too, I have my notifications only in a roundup. So they come in at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Oh, interesting.
And so then it's like, oh, I haven't gotten any notifications. Because it's not 6. Better go seek them out.
Yeah, you're just checking because they don't just come in.
Yeah, totally. So it's like, I did put a fail-safe in place, but the fail-safe is failing. But this person who is telling us that we're getting distracted every 3 minutes also came up with some tips on how not to be.
Yes, break them down for us.
Yeah, so they say the enemy of productivity, it's not time management, but it's attention management.
Yep.
So they're saying a way to make sure that you're not getting distracted is to figure out the cues that make you distracted. So if it is that a task is getting boring every 3 minutes, what is your cue to be like, time to look at my phone? And once you kind of can identify
Wow.
that cue, you can push past it.
Dang, you sound like a therapist over there.
The other thing they said was that if you have a tendency to check your email outside of work hours at home, it's like probably not that you're really interested if you got an email, but moreover, a habit from work of being like, did anyone email me? So they said to put things in place that just give you a moment of pause. So say, don't have your like email app, make it so that when you open that, it's like a blank screen. Instead, like you're not signed in, so that you would have to sign into your email, and that would stop you and think like, oh, I don't need to check my email right now.
Jeez, wow, tell it to our boss. Holy.
And then the other thing, they say you should do activation energy. So instead of like being like, I have to write an article on your list, you should write 4 bullet points about that article. So then you can write the meat around it, but it's kind of a more fun task to do.
Okay.
And then you make smaller tasks on your list that you can happily check off, and it feels like you're getting a little reward.
So not one giant task, do little ones that lead up to the giant one.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So attention management instead of time management.
Therapist Steph, that was a free session right there.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.